Let's get right into it. Number 12, the 4 a.m. bathroom marathon. You fall asleep perfectly fine, but your bladder has other plans. It's called nocturia, and it's surprisingly common, especially if you had one too many sips of water before bed. But there's more to it than hydration. Your body's anti-diuretic hormone, ADH, which tells your kidneys to chill out and hold on to water, drops in production at night for some people. That means your kidneys are like, let's party, and start sending more urine to the bladder. Add caffeine, alcohol, or just bad luck, and you're up at ungodly hours stumbling toward the bathroom like a zombie on a mission. Evolutionarily, this makes no sense unless cavemen had to pee while hiding from predators, which honestly tracks. Number 11, the sudden twitch of doom. You're drifting off peacefully when, bam, your leg kicks like it just saw a ghost. That's called a hypnic jerk. And it's your body's overdramatic way of checking whether you're still alive. Basically, your brain gets confused between falling asleep and falling to your death. The transition between wakefulness and sleep causes muscle relaxation, which the brain misinterprets as you loosen balance. So, in a panic, it fires off a full-body spasm to catch you. It's like your nervous system yelling, "Don't die," while you're literally trying to relax. Scientists think it's a leftover survival reflex from our tree-dwelling ancestors because apparently our genes are still scared of falling out of trees we haven't slept in for 40,000 years. So next time you jerk awake at midnight, just remember, evolution is roasting you in your sleep. Number 10, nighttime nose congestion. Ever notice you can breathe perfectly fine all day, but the moment you lie down at night, your nose decides to host a mucus festival? That's gravity's fault. When you're upright, mucus drains easily, but once you lie down, it pools in your nasal passages, making you sound like a dying vacuum cleaner. Add in cooler nighttime air, and the body's shift toward parasympathetic rest mode, and your blood vessels in the nose expand. More blood flow equals more stuffy misery. The irony, your immune system also gets busier at night, which means if you're fighting off a cold, you'll feel it more when you're supposed to be resting. Basically, your sinuses wait all day to ruin your night like the world's pettiest roommates. Number 9, midnight snack mode activated. Ever notice how food commercials hit harder after midnight? That's not marketing, it's hormones. Grain, the hunger hormone, spikes late at night, while leptin, the I'm full hormone, basically gives up and clocks out. Your brain, already bored and slightly tired, confuses fatigue with hunger, whispering, "You deserve chips. You're doing great." From an evolutionary standpoint, it's dumb. Back in the cave days, no one was hunting mammoths at 2 a.m. But your modern body never got the memo. So now it treats Netflix at midnight like a survival situation. The worst part, late-night eating makes your body store more fat because metabolism slows down while you sleep. Basically, your body's doing a double betrayal, making you crave food and punishing you for eating it. Number 8, phantom itches and night crawlers. You're lying in bed perfectly still, and suddenly your leg starts itching like it just remembered mosquitoes exist. It's not your imagination. Your body literally increases nerve sensitivity at night. The drop in body temperature messes with blood flow and skin receptors, making every tiny sensation feel like a bug is crawling on you. Your brain also dials down the ignore minor stuff filter while you're trying to sleep, so tiny sensations get promoted to front page news. That's why an itch at 10 p.m. is whatever, but an itch at 1 a.m. feels like a survival emergency. Essentially, your nervous system is running a late-night horror movie starring you as the helpless victim of your own epidermis. Number 7, the digestive system shutdown. Your digestive system has union hours, and midnight is officially not my problem. Around this time, your gut slows down enzyme production, stomach acid drops, and the intestines move like a lazy conveyor belt. That's why midnight snacking hits harder. You're feeding a system that's basically off-duty. So when you wake up bloated or nauseous after a 1 a.m. slice of pizza, it's not just guilt. It's biology telling you, we don't do overtime. Number 6, the muscle repair workshop. Between midnight and 3 a.m., your body becomes a construction site. Growth hormone levels peak, repairing tissue damage and building muscle fibers. If you work out or even just exist too hard during the day, this is when your body fixes it. It's also when protein synthesis ramps up, collagen gets built, and your cells do a little spring cleaning. Basically, while you're dreaming about doing push-ups, your body's actually doing them for you. So, yeah, technically, you get fitter in your sleep. Finally, a workout plan worth sticking to. Number 5, the body clock rebellion. You think you control your bedtime? That's cute. Your suprachiasmatic nucleus, a tiny cluster of neurons behind your eyes, runs the show. It's basically your body's cranky night manager. Around midnight, melatonin floods your bloodstream, convincing your brain it's bedtime. But if you're staring at a screen, that blue light tricks your brain into thinking it's high noon in Tahiti. Your circadian rhythm gets confused, melatonin production tanks, and suddenly your quick scroll before bed becomes a 2-hour existential deep dive into otter videos. So when you're still awake at 2:17 a.m., it's not insomnia. It's a tiny brain gremlin refusing to punch out. Number 4, the midnight body stretch. Ever notice you wake up at night and instinctively stretch like a cat doing yoga? That's not random. It's called pandiculation. Your muscles resetting themselves after long inactivity. Basically, your brain sends a group text to every muscle saying, "All right, team, let's not turn into cardboard." It helps circulate blood and keep joints loose, especially when your body's been half paralyzed during REM sleep. You're not consciously doing it. Your nervous system's just hitting the refresh button. So yeah, that midnight full body stretch isn't laziness. It's a built-in reboot system that just happens to make you look like you're possessed for 3 seconds. Number 3, the dream facto's weird opening hours. Dreams mostly happen during REM sleep, which peaks late at night. That means your brain basically saves the trippy cinematic stuff for the final hours of your slumber. Scientists think it's a way for the brain to process memories and emotions, but it feels more like your subconscious experimenting with bad fan fiction. You'll spend the whole night in blackout mode, and then suddenly your brain's like, hey, what if you were late to an exam naked on Mars? The longer you sleep, the longer and weirder REM cycles get. So those 5 a.m. fever dreams, totally normal. Your brain just finally clocked into the night shift. Number 2, the 3 a.m. liver party. Your liver doesn't care that you're trying to sleep. It's got a night shift to run. Between about 2 and 4 a.m., your liver's metabolism kicks into high gear, processing all the junk you ate earlier, like it's running a graveyard shift cleanup crew. That's also why people who wake up around 3 a.m. for no reason are often victims of their own internal biochemistry. The body's sugar levels dip, your liver releases glycogen, and your brain goes, hey, we might be dying, better wake up. Add in the fact that your stress hormone cortisol starts to rise right about then, and you've got yourself a cocktail of anxiety and biology. Congratulations. You've basically stumbled into your body's version of a late-night rave. No music, no fun, just adrenaline and regret. Number 1, the temperature drop that betrays you. Here's the final insult. Around midnight, your body temperature starts dropping on purpose. It's your circadian rhythm's way of signaling time for sleep, but it's also why your feet suddenly feel like frozen meatloaf. Blood flow is redirected to your core organs to conserve heat, leaving your extremities out to suffer. The result? You're shivering under 2 blankets, questioning your life choices, while your body insists it's doing great. Ironically, that same temperature dip is essential for deep sleep. So if you overheat your room or wear thick socks, you can actually make it harder to rest. Basically, your body sabotages comfort for the sake of efficiency. Typical.